And welcome back to the PTM Racing Podcast. This is episode 2 of our hope-to-be long-running podcast series of shows. I am your host, Crusader. I am joined with some guests tonight. We will get to them as we go along here tonight. But as we talk about the podcast tonight, our main reviews we're going to talk about is the last season 4 championship series, the Trucks Cup and Xfinity Series, and all that led up to the big championship races, as well as now going into Season 5, starting very soon, actually tomorrow night, live on the PTM Racing YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to catch all the action starting up for Season 5 tomorrow night. So, with everything going on tonight, it's only fair that we start with the Truck Series, where it all began for Season 4. It was a tough and rough road for some drivers. Some of the tough young guns and the hard drivers not quite making it in, and some just absolutely dominating, like Archon, who had raced almost an entire season worth of races. Won quite a few of them, actually, a vast majority of them. As you may have heard on the live streams, I have called him the Dominator, the rattlesnake, for a multitude of reasons. He is definitely one of, if not the toughest drivers we run on the circuit for many reasons. But indeed, it was a fantastic year for Archon, as he was able to come out at Homestead with the win after a grueling season, with a big majority of them, 7 wins in total, including Homestead. He edged me out in the Homestead for the Season 4 championship. Dylan kind of falling right behind in second place that night. And just kind of going off of that, it was probably one of the hardest series races that we had all season long for a multitude of reasons. J.D. Atkins, unfortunately, was not able to make the show that night, was unfortunately out of the picture. Pottles had not won a single race up to that point before the Cup Championship, and she was looking to win in the trucks that night. And, of course, I was hot off my ISM race that night, and I was really going for the big win. It didn't quite end up the way that any of us wanted to, and Archon dominated the series. But a lot of people that aren't talked about are guys like JR and King Joey, Thunder, and Grandpa. They, in my opinion, are the guys that a lot of people do not talk about, because they were not really in the upper deck or the card, say, for the races, whereas Archon was dominating. They were kind of taking a back seat to him in many of the races. But coming into this season, with the Season 5 championships on the line now for the rookies, and a lot of these drivers, the veterans that no longer will be running with us, but a lot of the rookies and new drivers that we absolutely cannot wait to have on our Pedal to the Metal Racing League. It's definitely going to be an interesting take on where the veteran Archon had left off for guys like me in the rookie series, and guys like Grandpa and Sean Siddle when we return to Season 5 in the rookie series tomorrow night. But the Truck Series definitely had its fair share of moments. Archon indeed had 7 wins total. J.D. Atkins managed to pulling off 2 wins out of that series. The only other driver to win, obviously, was me at ISM Raceway. Pottles was in the hunt all races. She had a great running as well. And it seemed like every season she had a good truck or a good car, no matter where she went, and she would always be in that top spot to battle. But I think we have some guests now, so I guess we'll need to move it over. Thunder Funk, how are you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Not much. Just kind of running a podcast.
It's the birthday boy.
Oh, boy.
It's the birthday boy. How old are you today?
I'm darn 22. I ain't getting any younger.
22?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. But Joey's here, too.
We got King Joey going on in the podcast here tonight. So, for anyone that is new to the series and new to the podcast, folks, let me introduce my fellow combatants and racers, good friends of mine as well, Thunder Funk and King Joey. Okay, guys, thanks so much for jumping into the conversation and probably stopping me from a rant. So Thunder Funk and King Joey, you guys, you race pretty much at least one race in the entire series for each series, and you had some great moments here and there, and you both are in the championship hunt in one of the series. So Thunder Funk, I'll start with you. When you were in the Xfinity series and you were trying to chase that championship down, what was it like in Season 4 all the way till the end?
Same as last year, 2 in a row. Then I'm always there. Just stays consistent. You know, I had bad luck in the Truck Series and the Cup Series, and I blame my basement for flooding. That didn't make those, I swear. My basement was flooded when those races was around, and there was another instance I had to miss a race. It really screwed me up in points, or I probably would have been up there in the hunt. But,
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Thunder's wife caught a frying pan on fire.
Yeah, she caught a frying pan on fire. That was the Xfinity series, and that really screwed me. I still got points for it, but there's 10 points versus like I think I was running third, and I was like, how do you catch a freaking frying pan on fire? You know, the whole point of a frying pan is to sit on a stove.
I can't believe we went from talking about how much we were having a good series to talking about a frying pan that caught on fire.
I was like, come on, what are you doing? She's like, I need you. The fire alarms is going off. Like, oh my God. I was like, I gotta go, guys. I'm glad I did. I probably wouldn't be sitting here talking to y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
Whole freaking house be on the ground.
Hey, you know what?
Green beans no more.
Green beans. I thought she was cooking a hot pan of baked beans because she about baked the house up.
She was cooking green beans.
Oh.
Yeah, and I guess it was an old skillet or something. It just got stuck to the burner, and she couldn't lift it off. And I just went in there and picked it right up. I was like, "What are you talking about?" But that being said, I still made it in the top 4 in the Xfinity series.
Yeah, you were battling out with no pit pendle and route.
I was going to win that championship. You know, it was the last lap. I was going into turn 3 and ran out of gas.
Yeah, we saw that live on the live stream. We were all three of us that were in that night was Sean Still and J-Wall, I believe, and we were just trying to figure out like what in the world was going on with that race because from what we seen. Originally, we saw Sparkalicious take the lead, and we're like, he's not in the top 4, so who's going to win this?
Well, you know, I was actually going around there, and me and Spark was actually racing each other, but I knew he was saving gas, so was I, and we was kind of racing each other by saving gas. It was weird. But in the back of my mind, I was like, man, Spark's won like 2 or 3 of these races. They've all been about tires or fuel, and he's won them. I was like, man, I should just stick right behind Spark and do exactly what he does. And I was a lap in the good, and for some reason I was like, oh, I'm just going to go. And that was stupid. I should have just followed Spark all the way to the end, and I would have won that championship for sure.
Yeah, Spark's pretty good with fuel mileage.
He's crazy at it.
Yeah, he's really good at that.
He's won 2 or 3 like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, dude. I was like, man, I should have freaking followed him. I lost sleep over that race. I was so mad.
Well, I mean, I don't know how I slept over the ISM fiasco when that happened because literally I didn't have a frying pan on fire, but I definitely had a car that was on fire for sure, to say the least. The tires were burning up really bad, and I was struggling really bad to keep up with everything there, and I saw everybody get ahead of me that night, and I was just trying to figure out like, okay, how the heck do I try to get in this and try to get into the top 4 for Homestead?
Love races. They go on forever, and you're like, man, I don't know how this is going to turn out because everybody's got a green flag pit and stuff, and people's doing other strategies. Usually when it shows your fuel, it's like you're 2 laps, you have to go pit or you're going to be 2 laps short, and it's either, just go out there and see how far ahead you can get or save, and most of the time it's just better off trying to figure out how to save that gas because you'll pass everybody every time.
Indeed, it really was. And, in all honesty, Thunder, with the season we had and with Season 4, it was definitely probably one of the hardest seasons really to accept in kind of ways for some drivers because some of them were at the top of their game and never got a win, or every driver just seemed like they had a bad break. I know you had some bad breaks in the trucks because I was running with you a few times and you had the momentum. You were running with Pottles and me, and, things just happened all of a sudden. But I think
Joey, I think he was going to win like 2 cup races this year.
I was about to say.
Yeah, with Michigan.
Kansas was real close.
Was Michigan season 3?
No, it was Kansas this year in Cup.
Okay.
Was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Me and Atkins finished real close. I was probably a half a car length from passing him at the finish line. I had a good setup there. That was a fun race. And of course the championship race, them Joe Gibbs cars just can't build motors like the Hendricks. I'm switching over to the 88 car next year.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, that's a big announcement. Me and Joey's going to a Chevy.
Y'all going? Y'all gonna go to a Chevy. Meanwhile, my cars are still gonna be the Toyota. Whenever I get to run Xfinity, and of course I'll be running the Truck Series all season long. So I gotta give these rookies something to fight for.
Sure am gonna miss some trucks.
Yeah, they're definitely something special to say the least. But you know what though, just kind of want to talk about season 5 for a second. I'll tell you right now, guys. I've been running with these rookies that are going to join us in season 5 for trucks and a little bit of Xfinity.
Joey himself.
Yeah.
And they are just a lot of them. Yeah, they just to me are just like fast as can be, tough as can be, and they know how to run clean and hard, which is something we really just love to have in this league as much as anything. But the fact that there's going to be almost a complete full lobby of 20 drivers or up towards that each race, if possible, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be a little bit scared when I have to go against them on any track, and we got to start at Talladega tomorrow night. It's easier to stay up front, especially if Archon was involved.
Yeah, me and Thunder is going to be broadcasting the race live from Talladega for the trucks Sunday. So.
And again, you can watch that live here on the PTM Racing YouTube channel here, folks, sponsored by Dirt Tracking and Courtesy Jeep and Chrysler.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun race to watch. 20 trucks at Talladega. You're definitely going to have to keep your nose clean and be patient. And and if you're going to use the outside line, make sure you got some drivers to go with you, because if not, you're just going to get hung out.
And you got to go out the outside. If you do, you just got to hoot and holler for help, because ain't nobody going to go with you. You got to make people feel bad if they don't. It's kind of how I always try to do it.
And then also, Custom Cup's going to be at Talladega too. So
man, that's going to be crazy.
Oh, I can't wait to call that one.
That's going to be a fun race. Got some
bad race.
Yeah, it is.
So since we're kind of getting on to the Cup Series here, let's we kind of restart from where we were at in Season 4 and talk about your season, Joey, because you had made it into the Cup Series, I believe, in the top 4 as you were fighting off. I believe you were going to Auto Club. That was where you guys raced at?
Yep. Coming into Iowa, I was actually out of the championship 4. And Patos ended up dominating that race. She had a very, very good car that race, her and Archon. I had to race Dylan to get into the championship 4, and we were running. He was in front of me. All of a sudden, he just spun right in front of me, and he wound up not making it in, and I did. So that was it was a really tight race for 4th place in points coming into that Iowa race. And then coming into Auto Club, we all had a pretty good setup on the cars. Tires will last.
The Thunder Funk Special.
Yeah,
Thunder Funk Special.
And the tires seem to last a lot longer than most people's. The car was very stable. Other than the Gibbs motor sucking, that was a good race. I wound up watching the live stream after that, and the racing was really close. I mean, it's amazing the runs you could get.
Oh man,
inside. I mean, you run the inside line, the middle line, the outside line. It didn't matter where you went, you could get runs on people, and that was really cool to see that online and to watch the stream on the PTM channel. So.
Yeah, it's kind of a lot of tracks. Honestly, I kind of compare them to like the Talladegas and Daytonas of our generation, because like to me, any track you run on, if you know how to run it properly, you know how to hit it right, you can hit the outside, you can hit the bottom, you can hit the middle, and in all honesty, if you can get the draft in there too, I think it really also gives you an advantage as long as you're willing to work with another driver if they're willing to give you a chance to try to get up there. But of course, in this series, really there is no friends when you're out on the track. We're all competitors trying to get that win in, trying to get it to the top 4. So.
Yeah, I ain't got a lot of friends. I race a lot with Joey and Dylan. Grandpa. We're a pretty tight group there. Just yeah, you gotta watch out for some people, like Archon. He'll get into you. He's aggressive.
He's been known to turn somebody.
Yeah.
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 He's turned me, and I ain't gonna put up with it this year.
I knew.
I was gonna tell. I told him that earlier. I told Archon, I was like, man, he races clean, but for some reason he gets around me, man. He wants to race me hard, and I just ain't gonna take it this year. So we'll see what happens in the Cup Series, but I'm just telling him now. You just better watch your bumper if you're around me, buddy.
That's right.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be
Chevrolet's coming to the front.
Indeed. Yeah, it's
stay that little blue oval.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, definitely. Before we get back to our chat here, we originally tonight we were planning on having the top 3 drivers that finished out the series: Archon, Dylan,
Dylan.
Sorry,
Dylan Dow and Archon.
Okay, Dylan Dow, Archon. I don't know why I forgot Dow for a second. I should have dialed up his number and I would have figured him out.
He come and goes. He come and goes. He'll be here one minute, gone next.
Yeah, but he's a tough competitor, and I wish the best of him in the next series to come up. But actually, in the chat, we got to give a little bit of a talk here because we actually had a little bit of a chat with Dylan about his victory in the series for PTM and winning season 4. He obviously was talking about how great it was to win that championship without winning a single race the entire season.
Yeah.
I think that's something a lot of people forget in the PTM series is that when we run, we are all trying to win, yes, but the thing is that even if we don't win, those points are crucial. So where you place is extremely crucial. That's why you got to finish every race as strong as you can. That's what makes this series so hard and so good at the same time.
Yeah, that's kind of like Naughty Milk Duds. Like, he didn't have hardly any top 5s or anything, but he was always up there in the mix of points because he finished 6th all the time, 6th, 7th, and if you get a top 5, but he just always finished up there, and it just always made him hard, always up there and hard to race with.
Yeah, that's the only advice I can give to drivers coming in is be consistent, come to every race, be there. Yeah. And big, that's going to define where you finish. If you can finish top 5s, top 10s, get an occasional win, bonus point, fastest lap,
bonus points. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it plays a big part in it. So the only thing I can tell people is stick with it, be there every race if you can, and that's definitely going to help your chances in being in the championship for.
Yeah, you really want them bonus points because. Find especially his presets. Everybody's working on their presets, messing with their tires, doing this and that, and they're like, "Yeah, I found a good race-ready preset," But it's the pole ones you want as well, It's like, oh man, this 3 works great here. Well, run a 9 when you're going for qualifying or test that out. Try to get them bonus points. That always helps.
Yeah, it amazes me that people are able to run pit adjustments as fast as they can and manage tire wear. Me and Thunder, we could make custom setups and they'd be fast and good and everything, but then you go to presets and it's, people are a lot better than us at that. So it's definitely made us have to practice a little bit more on those pit adjustments and what you can do with your car, how you can make your tires last is a big thing. So it's been fun to see drivers like Pendle and Rowdy and all them come in this killer.
Where'd he come from? My goodness.
I came from the back at Talladega after I crashed and opened up my own lawn care service.
Man, he's quick. He was out of nowhere. He's so consistent as Pendle, and he's a really good driver. We was racing the other night doing some cup races with him, and me and him we was banging doors to door across the finish line. He can race cup anytime, man. He's a good driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how Pendle really runs this series and how he runs the races as well. Rowdy, I'm really excited to see too. Hot Rod Rowdy, I'm a big fan of him for how good of a clean racer he is and how much of a show he can put on for, not only himself but everyone else around that's watching us.
Is this his first time with us this season?
Yeah, it is.
It is? Okay.
I think so. Yeah. He made the top 4, man. He's really
That's
good.
Impressive.
Yeah, good grab. And Pendle, he's always freaking...
Yeah, you can't ever count Pendle out.
That kid is a tough cat, to say the least.
Every time I do points for Xfinity, I just noticed, I think it was like 2 days ago, that I was spelling Pendle the whole time. I was adding an A instead of an E. I was like, whoops. And nobody called me out for it, so I'll call myself out there. I'll fix it, Pendle.
He didn't care.
Well, all right, guys. Well, it's been a great chat and all that, and great talking. But I think we kind of need to kind of wrap things up a little bit. So I'll just go off with the comments real quick and say thank you to Dylan again for coming on and talking with us for just a minute and giving your thoughts about the season. Thanks again, Piles, for letting us run this incredible season and be able to race these tough cats and these tough drivers. It's going to be an amazing series, to say the least, when everything comes together. Hoffy, thank you for joining us throughout the race season. We hope to see you do some great racing in the trucks. I'm definitely coming for you, buddy. Sparkleish as well. Can't wait to run with you and everybody else in the field that we haven't mentioned off. But I will say this before I go, and I might get a little heat for this, but when I race trucks, I'm not going to lie. Literally, this season 4 may have been my best season ever, but I don't take too kindly to finish in second place overall. So I'm going to definitely be gunning for some of these rookies and young guns coming out on tomorrow night at Talladega. So I got a message for the young guns and the rookies out there. You may not be rookies to us, but in this series, a rookie to us is a semi-pro to a pro level. And this time around, we're gunning for everybody and we're going for everything. But come Talladega tomorrow night, I'm gunning for all you. I'm going for that win.
Hell yeah.
So now we got that out.
Let's go season 5. I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
So before we end the night, again, everyone that has joined us for PTM and that is in the chat right now and talking with us, thank you so much, guys, for your support. Our fans out there, our friends and family, everybody that tunes in to watch us race and put on a show for you guys, thank you so much. Again, very special thanks to our sponsors, Dirt Tracking, for your mobile, Android, and iOS devices. If you're looking for a great game to play on the go, to race in the dirt, but you can't go to the track or play with us, Dirt Tracking is the way to go for your mobile, Android, and iOS devices. And again, a very special thanks out of Pennsylvania to Courtesy Chrysler and Jeep. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring Season 5. We cannot wait to work with you guys and get going with this new season. Thunder, King Joey, this is indeed the new season, and I can tell you guys are a little bit ready to kick some Archon out the door, and I'm definitely ready to try to get some wins in and prove I'm not such a rookie. So I think we're definitely got a whole show to go through, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. A lot of good drivers.
Where are we at Tuesday in Xfinity?
Somebody want to check that?
I think Kansas.
Kansas again.
Kansas again.
Just opener.
Yeah, so Talladega tomorrow night for the trucks guys, and then Kansas, that was Tuesday night. And then coming up on Monday night, be ready for Talladega. And again, Tuesday night is Kansas for the Xfinity. So again, to everybody out there that tuned in, be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you're just now tuning in or catching this later in the day. Thank you again so much for tuning into all our stuff. Be ready for tomorrow night. We hope to put a great show on for you tonight. For my Ken and colleagues, for Thunder Funk and King Joey, this is Crusader signing off. Have a great night, everybody.